I want to say a few things about the anti Semitic, anti Israel, pro Hamas demonstrators, protesters, rallies that we're seeing all over the globe, all over the world, and all over the country. And the chants, some of which I understand are too grotesque to even repeat on the news. If it's that bad, okay, it is subject to extreme scrutiny. Okay? I have seen so many protests in all my 60 years on this earth. And everything has been family oriented. That they're positive, they're, and the signs that they carry, the chants the announcements, everything can be repeated on air on the news. And for one of these to have rhetoric that is so egregious, so bad, so horrendous that it cannot be repeated on the air. That is a sign there's something very wrong with it. Okay, that's number one. Number two, they keep chanting, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Palestinians always have experienced and enjoyed the same freedoms that their Jewish and Israeli neighbors enjoy. This ideology is based on a lie. It's based on propaganda. It's based on someone's feelings and not facts. Go into Israel. Speak to Palestinians and ask them if their quality of life is good and they are happy with the life they have. And I will bet my life that they will say yes. It's the blind leading the blind we have. It's the what's the word? Ignorant. Thank you. That was the word I was looking for. It's the ignorant leading the blind. It's the ignorant leading zombies, basically. Robots seeking for programming. Unit 0001 ready to accept program. Unit 0001 ready for program. Okay. Hate Jews. Program received. Hate Jews. Okay. Call for the destruction of Israel. Input received. You know what I'm saying? The destruction of the Jewish state. That's what all of this is. Now, There are over 16 million Jews in the world. And I've been hearing in these rallies to obliterate all the Jews from the face of the earth. That sounds awfully familiar. Where have I heard that before? Oh, yes. Hitler and the Nazis also voiced that. Hate only... Okay, how can I say this? Alright. Hate is held together by hate, I guess. Is the best way I can say. I can't think of any other way to put it. In other words, you hate a group of people, a percentage of the population, okay, and you want them gone, okay, so, over 16 million human beings are eradicated from the base. Okay, 16 million people gone. Human beings gone, right? Women, men, women, children, the elderly, babies, they're all gone. Okay. That leaves hate with no focus. That leaves hate with no focus. Okay, they're all gone. And hate needs something to hate. So what are they going to do? They're going to look for another group to hate. They have to. That's what drives them. That's what gives them their life. To hate. If there's no hate, then if there's nothing to hate, then the hate dies. You know, it's breath of life, because that's what it lives on. So they'll go after Christians, and there are 1 billion of Christians. So, and then there are blacks, because it's jihad, it's global jihad, which means everyone who is not Muslim, which includes Asians. So we're talking about everyone in China will be murdered. All the Japanese will be murdered. You know, everyone in Africa will be murdered. So there's nobody left but Islam. We're talking billions and billions and billions of people murdered. Because all it starts is with one small group. Just like with any domestic battery situation, all it takes is being controlling, and a little bit of name calling, and then a shove, and then a push, and then a slap, and then a punch, and then a stab, and then a shot. And this is what happens. This is the hate. Starts with the Jews, then it goes to Christians. Then it goes to all the infidels. All of them. Now, here's another thing. Israel is not only the Jewish state. It's also a tourist attraction. Seems people have forgotten that, haven't they? Israel is a tourist attraction where all faiths go to. All the faiths, Jews, Christians, Muslims, they all are drawn into Israel, and all the faiths are respected. There are tours for Christians to walk the path that Jesus walked, to go visit all the sites, all of the Christian sites, and all the Jesus sites. If Islam wins, that all disappears, because not only is Israel is not only I'm sorry it not only is Israel's economy come from everyone's work in Israel. The economy is also from the tourist industry. It's a tourist attraction. So Israel receives money from tourism. Christians who go there. You know, I remember a film I used to have, something having to do with Israel. And they had two people on in this film, Jew and Christian. I think the Christian was a priest or something. And he talks about, and he takes the host on a tour. This is where Jesus carried this cross. This is the place where Jesus was. And it's all recognized. It's all mapped out. It's all highlighted for the Christian tourists. They have tours there. Welcome to a Christian tour of Jesus' life. It's open to everybody. It's a flourishing country where people work and live and love, and everybody gets along. And years ago, when the State of Israel, I've said this before, when the State of Israel was first founded, Ben-Gurion said that Palestinian Arabs have the same exact rights as the Israeli Jews. And that has been the case for 70 years. I wanted to visit Israel. Matter of fact, my bar mitzvah buddy is a rabbi there. My bar mitzvah buddy, he and I had our bar mitzvah ceremonies together. And I had no idea he was going to be a rabbi, but he became a rabbi. And he moved to Israel. You know, I'm writing a story called The New Jersey War, and it's based on what's happening now. Because Israel is the size of New Jersey. And it's really interesting that Israel has Lebanon to the north and the Gaza Strip, you know, pretty much to the south. So, and then we have another country like Syria or whatever. And so I have the story where New York, Pennsylvania, and Delaware all want New Jersey wiped off the map. And I came up, you know, with a great story. And I wish I didn't have to write the story. I'm compelled to write it. It's a good story. And, matter of fact, my best friend wrote what I've written so far. He says, hey, this is not bad. And it's a good story. But I wish we could go back. To pre-October 7th life. Just like I'm sure we would love to go back to pre-9/11 life.
Okay.
Or pre-Pearl Harbor life. Oh yeah, and that's another thing. They're calling for a ceasefire. They want a ceasefire. There's been a ceasefire. We had one. We had a ceasefire all the way up to October 7th. So I think they're a little late asking for a ceasefire because the ceasefire that they had stopped. But after Pearl Harbor, did everybody go to Washington, D.C. and ask FDR for a ceasefire? Stop killing the Japs. Stop going after the Nazis. We may hurt civilians. Do a ceasefire, Mr. Roosevelt. Or what about after 9/11? And then we went into Afghanistan. Did people go into Washington and say, Mr. Bush, can you please stop? Do a ceasefire in Afghanistan. Do a ceasefire, please. Because we don't want any civilians hurt. Please, Mr. Bush, will you please do that? Nobody did that. What makes this any different? So, I think for the moment, that's all I really wanted to say. Yeah, I think I've covered everything I want to say. Okay, thank you for watching. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you later. Take care. See you soon. All right. Bye.